In a face-to-face or seated class, we always go over the safety rules, and so it's no different if you're taking an online lab course. One of the things about an online lab is that there's no one there to make sure that you're being safe. So we're counting on your integrity and that you'll follow the safety rules even though no one is watching you. We would not have you do any experiment at home that has not been done by our students on campus. We know these experiments are safe to do at home. The difference is that the consequences will usually affect only you and no one else if you decide to disregard the safety precautions. So the most important thing is that you always wear eye protection when prescribed in the experiment. You can purchase inexpensive eye protection from stores like Menards, Home Depot, or any other hardware store. In some cases, you may be required to wear those really fashionable splash goggles as they prevent fumes from getting in your eyes. In most cases, you just need to wear impact-resistant eye protection, even if you already wear prescription glasses. Whatever eye protection is needed, it should have protective side shields and be stamped Z87, which is the standard for lab safety glasses. If you have sensitive skin, you may want to purchase some latex, rubber, nitrile, or vinyl gloves to protect your hands. In general, though, gloves tend to contaminate or spread chemicals, so the best thing to do is to just wash your hands if you ever get a chemical on them. Unless you're specifically told you need to wear gloves, most of the chemicals that we are sending in the online lab kits are harmful only if not washed off your skin right away. You also need to wear some type of protective clothing, like an old shirt, and the reason is that sometimes chemicals will mess up your clothes. You need to wear shoes to cover your feet in case you drop some chemicals or something else on your feet. Don't wear loose clothing. Flowing sleeves, long necklaces, bracelets, scarves, and long hair should always be tied back. Loose clothing or long hair could catch on fire. Bracelets and scarves can knock over a graduated cylinder or cup with your experiment in it. It's happened, and then you get to do it all over again if you still have enough chemicals after cleaning up your mess. You'll find links to material safety data sheets, or MSDS, on the internet, and they are provided for all chemicals used in the online labs. A link to these MSDS sheets can be found in the same area that you access your lab directions. You need to read through the MSDS information. It has alternative names for chemicals. It will identify possible hazards you need to be aware of, such as if the chemical is flammable, or if you need to avoid breathing the vapors, or how best to dispose of the chemical once you are finished using it, such as don't pour any excess down the sink drain. Incidentally, acetone is the primary component of nail polish remover. These MSDS sheets are also intended for when these substances are handled on a large scale. So some of these warnings are more relevant if you were handling, let's say, a tank-sized cargo amount of acetone, not the small amount that you would be using in the lab. MSDS sheets give you the first aid information in case the chemical is splashed in your eye or if any gets accidentally ingested. The MSDS sheet also informs how to extinguish a fire involving the substance or how it should be safely stored. The material safety data sheet also specifies the personal protective equipment needed for safe handling. You have a right to know what you are handling and how it may affect your health. You also have a responsibility to use the chemical appropriately and safely. Lastly, the acute effects of too much exposure to a chemical are discussed, as well as the possibility if a chemical is a known carcinogen or a known mutagen, that is, it causes reproductive issues. Pay particular attention to boxed-in notes or warnings that are written in the lab activity. For example, if it's really critical at a certain step that you have eye protection on, then please follow that. Keep all the chemicals and laboratory supplies away from pets, food, and children. Food items used in the lab activities should be labeled and dedicated for lab use only. Don't return food products back to the containers intended for human consumption. Rather, dispose of them in the garbage or flush them down the sink drain with plenty of water. Never pipette by mouth. Learn how to use the pipette pump. It will come in handy, especially in a microbiology course. Many companies and institutions have a rule that if an employee is ever caught pipetting by mouth, they are to be terminated on the spot. Keep your workspace clean and organized. Clean containers and equipment. Close all the chemical containers and return them to a safe location. Most importantly is the cleanup of all chemical spills immediately. Have a roll of paper towels available next to your workspace. If you are doing your work on a kitchen counter, you may want to have a plastic tray or something to protect the countertop, especially if you have granite countertops, as acids will damage the finish. Do not eat, drink, or smoke in the vicinity of your workspace. Do not interchangeably use any kitchen utensils for lab activities unless the use is specifically recommended. Certain chemicals can be absorbed into the utensil material. All kitchen utensils used for the lab activities must be thoroughly washed and cleaned before use for any other purpose. Read the instructions completely and view the introduction videos prepared for each lab activity before you begin. Follow the instructions while you are performing experiments. In most cases, the quantities and sequences are important. The lab videos will sometimes mention difficulties students may have or pitfalls to avoid. Conduct only lab activities and extensions that are part of this course, with the equipment provided to prevent accidents. Dispose of chemicals as instructed in the lab or return them with the kits at the end of the course. Keep a box of baking soda and a bottle of vinegar handy. Baking soda may be used to extinguish flames as well as to neutralize an acid spill. Vinegar may be used to neutralize base spills. Don't leave flames unattended. If you cannot put a fire out right away, call 911. Report any injuries to your instructor, including minor cuts and burns, and seek medical attention if necessary. One of the reasons we want to know about any injuries is because we want to make sure that our directions are clear and prevent any other student from having a similar problem. If for some reason one of your pieces of equipment breaks, don't throw broken glass directly in the garbage. Wrap it in either a paper bag or cereal box and then place it in the garbage, as this will prevent someone from reaching in the garbage and accidentally cutting themselves. In the lab on campus, there is a broken glass container for this exact purpose. Basically, you want to use common sense while working on your lab activities. If something seems unsafe, you're probably right. Usually accidents occur when students are in a hurry to get the lab done or they're tired, up late at night. You want to make sure you're working in a safe environment when you're fresh, when you have time, and you don't feel rushed.